Other than Fenton, everybody else practiced. And Willie was part of that. I know that's where we're going to go here somewhere, but it's you don't have to. He's going to play. He was at practice. Look forward to the challenge of playing the Bills. We know what kind of football team they are, not only from playing them this year, but also the last couple of years. So, and they're well coached and they've got good players and should be a great atmosphere for a football game and with two good football teams playing each other. So with that, time's yours.
Go first to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Andy, on Willie, what kind of conversations have you had with him? And can you kind of just explain how you guys arrived at the decision that he'll still play Sunday?
Yeah, well, I decided he'd play. I'm not going to get into the conversations, so I'm not going to do that. But I decided that after just hearing some of the information that I heard. So.
Let's go next to Herbie Teope. Go ahead, Herbie.
Coach, reference Clyde EdwardsHelaire put in a full practice Wednesday and Thursday. Are you comfortable enough to say that he will play Sunday?
You know what, Herbie? I haven't met with Rick after this practice yet, so I'll get with him. I felt comfortable with him practicing today, and he did practice, full speed and all that. So, but listen, I'm still recovering from telling you guys he was going to play last week, so I'm not going to say anything until the fish is in the boat. Right.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Andy, and a similar situation, similar question with Darrell Williams. Where do you feel like he is? How did he look in practice today? You feel like he'll be ready to go on Sunday?
Yeah, I'll probably tell you the same thing. He moved around good today, but let's just let me see how he does. He only practiced today, so let's see how he does here in the next day. See where he's at.
Let's go next to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Coach, this week, Spags and Sean McDermott have talked about how that they really built a brotherly relationship on your staff in Philly, and Leslie was part of that too, Ron as well. How just special was that group, and what is your role in this? You're too young to be their dad. I mean, are you part of the brotherly group too, or who are you in this metaphor?
Thanks. You made me feel good. I'm not young anymore. Doggone it, Matt. I would tell you that they had great camaraderie amongst them. A lot of times you get a competition where one guy's trying to climb the ladder over another guy, and that's not what they had. I thought Jim Johnson managed it well, and they were lucky to have Jim as their mentor there. So, and I'd probably tell you that in a nutshell is really what took place.
Let's go next to Seren Petro. Go ahead, Seren.
Coach, running back question for you. I know you've always said when a guy goes down, it's next man up and next man up mentality, but you got to be aware, obviously, of who's in the game. How much of an adjustment do you have to make? I mean, I know you said, well, I don't know, how'd you put it? Different flavors. Every running back's got a different flavor. There's a lot of things going on that headset, play sheet, and everything. Is it difficult to remember what flavor you got there and where to look?
Yeah, what we try to do, Seren, is tame down the plays so they can all go in and do them, and then give you the different flavor doing them, whatever their personality or ability is, and they kind of put that forward. But that way we don't have to juggle the plays. And we do the same thing with the tight end position. We do the same thing with wide receiver position. I mean, Tyreek and Kelce come out of the game. I mean, there's times when they rest during the game. So as a play caller, you got to have the next man up, and he's got to go, right? So even though it might be a primary to one of those guys, that guy's got to go and do his best and make the play. So that's how we've kind of handled it, and the guys understand that.
Next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Coach, I know that the O-line has been a theme all year. Do you think Mahomes has reached a point where he's looking as comfortable as he's been with that line all season? How does that kind of help drive you guys?
I would tell you yes, Pete. I mean, He's, but again, every week is a new thing with the offensive line. I mean, we haven't been at this level. And I keep saying every game's faster the more you move up in the playoffs. So this is a new level that we'll see on Sunday. And so let's see how we do. These guys will, they're going to play hard and work well together. So I look forward to that, that part of growing with the experience.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go to Nate and then Harold. Go ahead, Nate.
Andy, I'm just wondering how much of the experience of playing, at least in the AFC Championship game and obviously the Super Bowl the last 2 years, how much that is transferable or how much that can help in a setting where both teams are so close.
Yeah, so it helps with the guys that were here. So the other guys don't know that. They're learning it, but they didn't experience it. So, but I think this time of the year now they've got a pretty good idea of what this is all about and the way we go about business and the intensity of whether it's a practice or what we expect out of the game. So I think we've worked through some things there, and this will be another good challenge for us.
We'll last to Harold Kuntz. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, Andy, two questions. One very quick. Just wanted confirmation if Eric Bieniemy did interview at Denver today, because there are reports out that happened.
It hasn't happened, but it's coming up. How's that?
That's
He was at practice, in other words, and
Gotcha.
but you're heading in the right direction. It's just a little bit later.
Gotcha. Also, the other question I want to ask you about Travis Kelce. There's a lot of lists of him in the NFL history books with him and Jerry Rice in the same sentence. From the beginning of how he's been here to now, and then all the success he's had against the Bills, especially last year's AFC Championship. Just what do you see in the progression of him from the guy who had to someone who's in the same names as a Jerry Rice in NFL history books?
Yeah, it's funny because I remember going to those practices in San Francisco and watching Jerry when he was his first year and all the hype around him. And then he started off slow and then just exploded and in that first year. And so Travis has been different. Nobody really knew him coming in. He wasn't a first-round pick. He was a kid out of Cincinnati. He was a different position. He's not really a hyped position per se. But to watch him grow, I think, has been fun for all of us. Wow, has he grown? I mean, it's in a lot of ways. I think you guys know that. I mean, he, not only as a man, but also as a football player. And, he's a good person. He's a good leader. He's been voted team captain for the playoffs here for the last 4 years or 5 years, whatever it is. So, I mean, that kind of says it all.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Yep. Take care, guys. Thank you.